word sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers next, and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. This one right here for the trenches. Bad bitch, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Runners on them fences. 23 and 1 out. Praying that that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Cold casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on this whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury. I got 2 chicks. If I can't make it do for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses after the war just to count up that many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Gun on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, don't know lie. Gotta got my heart and my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart and my bow tie. Been in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. So melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic. And you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Dasani. My wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100. Feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple of wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her. They don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain. It's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tip, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s, missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers, this that uncut Tahoe Wall straight from Pablo. Escobar, I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that black work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures with a hot herd. Lighters in the sky, every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed, y'all can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. You can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope you're right. Living in the dark, you don't know lie. Gotta got my heart and my bow tie. Waiting on the score in my whole life. I just hope they go in the dark. You don't know lie. Gotta got my heart and my bow tie. Living in this in my whole life. My whole life.
Somebody need to hear this. Y'all speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans get locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died. Y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew. You a Ashkenaz. This ain't a start dumb. A gun that would die. Yeah, Easy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth. I had to make it clear how Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947. Your menorah got 9 sticks. It's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world. Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs, bunch of thieves and culture vultures. Ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander, and Philip, you a convert. So tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people people like y'all hate Hitler. All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description. Abraham all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it true. Fig, give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hannes the Feast of Purim. You be defeated, this an easy win. We was born full twin. Jacob took hold of his heel. Then out came his little red bass and they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes. Y'all trying to make 13. Esau despised his birthright. The Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil who is. I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi why he give them babies herpes. I don't know what's worse. That or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel. Everybody try to cancel me. I ain't afraid to speak. It's what I do. They riding to the core. I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this is an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ. They the Antichrist. Make a living for niggas. They a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth. Niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4. I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Like if you got the records, go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves as their identity, and they know. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people. They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So that you said that they put millions of my should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right. One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a no. Payback is a no. I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. This obstacle sat in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, saved facility, hate, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles to make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage, safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beach. 144, get the bullet show, we get off. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom, we busting it down. The only way justice is found. The time your judgment is now. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a no. Payback is a no. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies.
The next Glock I'm back gon' be 10-5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in this body, you fit a Lord, fuck the cocktail. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Von Dale. Payback to bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Just dish serve cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in the world of man shooters. There was design fire for our babies to pass through it. And damn, my king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums. You'll see just how it feels. Payback is a no. Payback is a no.
Shalom, Israel. This is the ISUPK on the Honda. Started out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. This is ISUPK, Kentucky, Monday night history class. I am priest and officer Sarala, and tonight I'll be talking about the history of marriages, along with scriptures breakdown, and tonight is a topic that a lot of people really don't know too much of, because a lot of people think that wedding is the same thing as marriage, and it's two different words. Because if you tell, we done heard a lot of people say that, my wedding is such and such month on such and such day. Oh, that's when you get, and it's two different words, real simple words. That ain't no different than you saying night and day, 3 and 6, come and go. Two different words, two different meanings. One does not have nothing to do with the other. It don't. And we have took on these European customs, and we think that a wedding is we don't even really know the origin of what a wedding is. I like to compose this question right here. A wedding is what, according to who? A marriage is what, according to who? I'm gonna say it again. Y'all hold on to this. A wedding is what, according to who? A marriage is what, according to who? And but for time's sake, to that is a ceremony that consists of a contract and a ring. According to a ring is an old Egyptian custom. The contract helps bind the wedding. But a contract ain't no more than a contract is an agreement that specifies certain legally enforceable rights and obligations pertaining to two or more mutually agreeing parties. Shalom, how about Shem Yahweh Shabbarakathon? How Mark? And set aside from this contract, that ring, the ring is a old Egyptian custom. I couldn't find, I had a little article on it, but it comes from out of Egypt. So, these Europeans, they some culture vultures. And they done took on everybody culture. They done took on, you name it, whatever culture, hey, I'm doing something at Salaka, Israel. Whatever culture that has existed before these Europeans, they then came and stole it. And it's nothing wrong with, when you know what a marriage is, there's nothing wrong with going and getting this contract, going to get this piece of paper, because when it comes down to legal matters, such as you and your rib having a house together, or y'all having money per se, and this contract, which is of the law of the land, it will help your rib if her husband passed away. She could take this piece of paper showing that, I am the property of so and so, so and so. Then that way, it wouldn't be no mix up or nothing like that, because we know the oppressor, he at the top of the line is still up. So this contract do kind of serve a purpose, but here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana, we know what a marriage is. So once you know what a marriage is and who ordained this marriage, there's nothing wrong with going to get this little contract. You don't have to sit there and partake in their little ceremony, because you could just sign a little contract and piece of paper and go on about your business. You don't really have to partake in that, because it's all about money with them. Because once you pay this little fee, you can get your contract, and just hold on to that, and it'll be sufficient enough, if one of the other passes away, you can show proof that, hey, listen, I'm married. This is my husband's name. This is my wife's name. And, just go from there. But I have a little article that I'm going to read and touch little bases on, and kind of shed a little light on, some of the things that how the European brought about when they do their weddings and things of that nature. You know how in their custom they stick with one woman, which ain't nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm gonna touch bases on what a marriage is. A marriage is sex according to the Most High God, and can have more than one wife according to what the Most High said. You know, if he chooses to. But here in America, you know, under these oppressive ways, you know, in their eyesight, it's illegal to, in some extent. But there have been like reality shows where they have showed like the Europeans having more than one wife and things of that nature. And you know, but if you go and like throughout history of the Bible, which is our history. When I say our history, I mean the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Indian, man, woman, and child. And this is black history. I'm talking about the 1611 King James Bible. This is our history. This is our book. This book don't belong to nobody else. But when you go into history and it talks about marriage, you know, I'm going to touch on King Solomon. King Solomon had 700 wives. He had like 300 concubines. And take a look at like Jacob. Jacob had 12 sons, so you know these 12 sons didn't come from one woman. I want to say Jacob had about 4 more. Even down to King David. King David had more than one wife. I want to say I may be. I want to say Adam, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. But I'm gonna touch on this story, the rape of the Sabian women, and this is it's gonna go more into detail, but I'll break it down. I'll break it down as I go along with this story. It's the Sabian women. The rape of the Sabian women, also known as the abduction of the Sabian woman, women, or the kidnapping of the Sabian women, was an incident in Roman mythology in which the men of Rome committed a mass abduction of young women from the other cities in the region. It has been a frequent subject of painters and sculptors, particularly during the Renaissance and post-Renaissance era. So you know the word rape in the Portuguese and other Romance languages, meaning kidnap, is a conventional translation of the Latin word rapitio, used in the ancient accounts of the incident. Modern scholars tend to interpret the word as abduction or kidnapping as opposed to
a sexual assault in languages such as Spanish. The event is also remembered as a mass abduction. So, according to Roman historian, the abduction of 70 women occurred in the early history of Rome, shortly after its founding in the mid 8th century BC, and was perpetuated by Romulus and his predominantly male followers. It is said that after the foundation of the city, the population consisted slowly of Latins and other Italic people, in, in, in particular male bandits, with Rome growing at a steady rate in comparison to its neighbors. Romulus became concerned with maintaining the city's strength. His main concern was that with few women inhabitants, there would be no chance of sustaining the city population, without which Rome might not last longer than a generation. On the advice of the Senate, the Romans then sent out into the surrounding regions in search of wives to establish families with. The Romans negotiated unsuccessfully with all the people that they appealed to, including the Sabanese, who populated the neighboring areas. The Sabanese feared the emergence of a rival society and refused to allow their women to marry the Romans. Consequently, the Romans devised a plan, like always. So the Romans back then are the same Romans today, the same Caucasians of today, the same oppressors of today, the same devils that the Bible speaks of. Words smoother than butter. Notice, they devised a plan to abduct the Sabanese women during a festival of Neptune Equester. That's them. Like they still do today. They still steal women, uh, use them and like sex slaves. Ain't no different. Like it says in scriptures, there's nothing new under the sun. What's going on back then is still going on to today. They say they planned and announced a festival of games to attract people from all the nearby towns, according to Livy. Many people from Rome's neighboring towns. Salaki. The water war. The Sabanese were dark-skinned Japhetic people. Let me see. According to the Livy, many people of Rome's neighboring towns, including Canisius, Crastomini, and a team Nastis, attended the festival along with the Salaki. My phone acting up. Let me get back in this story. Salaki, Israel. All right. Okay. Attended the festivals along with the Sabanese, eager to see the newly established cities for themselves. At the festivals, Romulus gave a signal by rising and folding his cloak and then throwing it around him again, at which the Romans grabbed the Sabanese women and fought off the Sabanese men. That ain't no different than how them Romans took our peoples into slavery, took them from their husband, abducted. The Lebanese does not report how many women were abducted by the Romans at the festival. He only knows that it was undoubtedly many more than 30. All of the women abducted at the festival were said to have been virgins, except for one married woman, Hasilia, who became Romulus' wife. And for this, I'm going to explain what the word virgin means. The word virgin means, it does not mean that they didn't have any sex. It just means that they were of age to get married. That's what the word virgin means, because here in America, they'll say that, they'll use that same word to describe a male. And the word virgin pertains to a woman. But then they'll look at a little boy and say that, he hasn't lost his virginity. When the word virgin does not, the word virgin pertains to a woman. It just means that a woman is just of age to get married. Hasilia, who became Romulus' wife and would later be the one to intervene and stop the ensuing war between the Romans and the Sabines. The indigenous abductees were soon employed by Romulus to accept the Roman men as their new husbands. Wow. And they was taking these people, abducting them, which the word, the word rape, meaning kidnap, but it was in a translation. And they was making them their wives. They was making them their wives. And it's crazy how they were doing it, even though they had their own husbands. Y'all still was kidnapping these people. Ain't no different than in slavery, how y'all was taking a man's wife and sleeping with her. But, that's a whole different topic, because you still, it's a whole different topic, a whole different subject. But y'all was taking these women and making these women y'all wives when they was already, I think some of them was married, probably. But still yet, it's just how y'all did it. Y'all was abducting these women when these women wasn't even willfully, going about wanting to be with y'all. And, but a marriage consists of sex, according to the Most High God. So they really, these women, they wives through intercourse, without even having to go and really take upon them to draw up the little contract. But here in America, that contract weighs a lot of weight. It's heavy. But it really does not overpower what the Most High said what a marriage is. Because under that same banner, under this same banner, what they call a wedding, two women and two men can perform this wedding. And me coming into the truth, me coming into the ISUPK, the Commander Jimmy Hunter, when I really found out what marriage was, and then I look back on a wedding, And then I started seeing, like, when Obama, you passed this law for these LGBT, whatever, man, for these people to get married, and they was flooding courthouses, and some states was not acknowledging them. And y'all was talking about, you know, we gonna have this wedding, we doing this, we doing that. And then y'all want to sit and say, you know, a lot of people, trying to put God in the format when God never, no, God ain't never put no man and no man together. He ain't put no woman and no woman together. No. And even when you look at dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join this man and woman. That's not in the Bible. Blew me away when I first heard it. But see, one thing about me, I don't like to be lied to. So when I start hearing this truth, it made me angry. It didn't make me angry for hearing the truth. It made me angry because I have been lied to for so long. And the whole time, every time I stepped foot in the church, the truth was in the Bible. The truth was in the Bible. I just didn't know how to read the Bible. I just didn't get the fully breakdown of it. And then I be looking at people today when they be talking about they going to do a wedding but you done already had sex. You done had sex countless times. You done had sex countless. I mean, can't even, y'all done had sex so much y'all can't even count the times. But then you want to run and go get this paper, which I say is nothing wrong with it, but you have women that will hold a man accountable. We're going to get this paper, and you're going to get this ring. And you're going to get this ring. Like they not going to know. That's why I love the sisters that are in the ISUPK under Commander General Hunter, because once they came into the truth, and it's like a ring for what? For what? Like, no. And these so-called weddings that take place on the face of this earth is crazy. It's ridiculous. And then you got people that got money. They be doing the prenup. Which ain't nothing wrong with that either, because in America, they favor the woman. Because if you got some money, if a man got some money, and he living a certain lifestyle, and he supposedly had brought this woman into this lifestyle, then yeah, you owe her. You owe her because you had her in a certain lifestyle, and it's crazy. It's crazy. But when I see stuff like that, especially when it's going on in the oppressive life, man, I'm happy for that. Yeah. F y'all. Y'all deserve that. Whatever y'all got going on, man, death to both of y'all. But our people gotta come to an understanding of what a marriage is. What a marriage is. And I'm gonna shed some light. And the sound of a compact Bible dictionary. This right here was written by people that really didn't have nothing to do with the Bible. But they read the Bible intensely. And since a lot of our people don't like to take what we say here in the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, these Europeans had this here to say about marriage because they researched it. And when I say researched it, I'm talking about researched it to a T. And you know, a lot of our peoples like to listen to these devils because they done been under oppression so long till they feel like if these devils say it, you know, there got to be some truth to it. And they just a go, but for you to sit and really listen to these devils, you still have a slave mentality. You still is being a slave. Because once I came into the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, it's not nothing that a white man on the face of this earth can tell me. Nothing. You can't tell me nothing. Not you, not your dog for a wife, not your little knucklehead, not them little no color kids you got. None of y'all can tell me nothing. Nothing. If it ain't coming from my generals, captains, officers on down, if it ain't coming from my ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, you can't tell me nothing. You wasting your time talking to me. And I'm the type, I'm going to stop you. I'm going to stop you. But here, I'm going to read what marriage is. Marriage is an intimate, personal union to which a man and woman consent, consummated, and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse. This ain't saying that two dudes and a woman. This ain't saying that two women and a man. This is talking about a man and a woman. What the Most High God has created from the beginning. This is talking about a man and a woman and sexual intercourse. Remember, I said this in the beginning. Marriage is what? According to who? Marriage is what? According to who? I'm going to read this over. Marriage is an intimate. And we all know what intimate means. We all know what intimate means. An intimate, personal union to which a man and woman consent, consummated, and continuously nourished by sexual intercourse and perfected in a lifelong partnership of mutual love and commitment. It is also a social institution regulated by the word of the Most High God and by the laws and customs which a society develops to regulate its own continuity. Continuity and welfare. It don't get no better than that. It don't get no better than that. And even on the next page, it talks about sex. I'm gonna touch on that, cause marriage is sex. So let's see. Let's talk about sex for a second. It says sex is holy. So the word holy means separate. Sex is holy, being the creation and gift of the Most High God. It is fulfilled only as regulated by the law of the Most High God in marriage. Y'all people better stop playing and start focusing on the words of the Most High God. Start listening to what the Most High God said and forget what these heathens are talking about, especially if you are so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, man and woman. Notice I didn't say the kid. Y'all gotta wait y'all turn. But for the man, woman, so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, Indians, marriage is sex according to God. And it's been like that since day one. Since day one. And this is something that God has ordained. This is something that the Most High has ordained. Not no other man. Because another man don't know nothing about this. Especially if you're not fully in tune with 1611 King James Version. No. Because if you listen to the average man, he gonna tell you about a wedding. And there's no way that God ordained that. You mean to tell me under that banner, God put two men together? And I done seen gay churches and people support this. People support this. They got their own little Bible, all of that. And people support this. And y'all want to sit and talk. Y'all, like, come on. But it irks me when I be hearing people saying that, though. You know, God ain't got nothing to do with that. God ain't blessing that. First of all, God ain't even dealing with all these other nations. God only dealing with one nation. God dealing with the nation that he chose. Out of 18 nations, God's only dealing with the Israelites. God is only dealing with the Israelites. So if you outside of the Israelites and you say you want to go and partake in a wedding and you however you want to do it. But marriage, I'm talking to God's chosen. I'm talking to the Israelites. I'm talking to the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians. I'm talking to men and women. Sex is marriage according to the Most High God. That wedding, that's for them heathens. Ain't nothing wrong with after you done consummated your marriage. Ain't nothing wrong with going and getting some paperwork. Because like I said, if you got like some land, you got money, you got like houses, you got things that is of value. And in today's society, that most women do outlive men. We know this. But you have some women that go before their husband. But with that being said, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with going and getting that little contract. Ain't nothing wrong with going and getting that little contract. You know, to save you with these people trying to take, and because that's all they do is take. That's all they do is take. They don't know nothing else. They don't know nothing else. I'm going to go ahead and read this whole thing out. It says sex is holy, meaning separate, being the creation and gift of the Most High God. It is fulfilled only as regulated by the law of the Most High God in marriage. That's we can put all this in order. What is marriage according to who? Marriage is sex according to God. Marriage is sex according to God. And I have them read this. I have them read this. It said an exclusive sexual relation between husband and wife. Points to the exclusive commitment of total responsibility for each other. It said the sexual communion speaks of a pervading possessiveness, each partner offering a precious gift to the other which has been exclusively preserved for that one alone. For that one alone. But now, when you take it upon yourself and you feel like you want to go and have a wedding and you want to do the things that is of these Europeans, these devils, you want to go in the church and get in the dress and the bridesmaid, grooms and all that, and got your little flower girls and you got the little rain bearer and all that, and you know, you done took on a whole nother custom. You done took on a whole nother custom. And plus two, you're not being taught this in Christianity, in these Christian churches. Once again, our black leaders have done failed us. Our black leaders is not telling us the truth. You know, they want to sit and say, yo, don't have no sex before you get married. Which they ain't even breaking that down. Because little do you know, you done already had sex. You done already had sex. So guess what? You already married. But our black leaders, they have done succumb to this. You know, they out for greedy gains, you know, because they gonna get paid for saying what they say, you know, they hold in the Bible, knowing that dearly beloved is not in the Bible. But you know, they gotta put up a little front, they gotta do this, they gotta do that. And but being that I done read to you that sex is marriage, you know, I'm gonna jump off into I'm gonna jump off into some scripture to show you marriage in the Bible. But let me go back to this wedding thing. You know, like I said earlier, you know, marriage and a wedding, two different words. So it's two different things. Two different things. Two different things. Is one does not have nothing to do with the other. And like I said before, like how you can have like two men stand up under this banner and two women up under that same banner. When you know that the Most High did not ordain that. The Most High didn't ordain that in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I mean, none whatsoever. And, you know, the clarify this, when I say that the Most High did not ordain no two men partaking in what they call a wedding, which he don't have nothing to do with that. But I just want to clarify this for my Israelite brothers and sisters, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American Indians. So I'm going to go to Mark. Jump into Mark 10. Mark 10 chapter, I'm going to go to 6 through 8. And I'm going to show you that the Most High don't have nothing to do with two men and two women talking about they coming together for whatever union and things of that nature. Mark chapter 10, verse 6. But from the beginning of the creation, the Most High God made them male and female. From the beginning, the Most High made them male and female. Verse 7. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother and cleave to his wife. Hold on to her. Get up under her. That's yours. That's your possession. Verse 8. And the twain shall be one flesh. So then they are no more twain, but one flesh. One flesh. And this is for a man and a woman. This ain't for no two men and no two women. Nah. This ain't. So you got to come out. If you want a God chosen, you got to come out of that. You got to. There ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Stop looking silly. I'm going to give you a precept to this. I'm in the New Testament. For you so-called Christians. For you so-called Christianity. 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 11. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord, in the Most High God. Neither is y'all without each other. So I don't know how you can listen. I don't know how a man can leave a woman for another man. Man, I don't know. I love everything about a woman. The way she talk, look, smells. I mean, a little attitude at times. You know, the way she move in the house, the way she carry herself. Ain't nothing like a woman. I mean, and who better knows what's best for a man than the Most High God? When God made the woman, he knew what was up. He knew. I mean, this just me. I mean, she comes second to a breath of fresh air to me. For real. Verse 12, for as the woman is of the man, even so is the man also by the woman, but all things are the Most High God. That's why I don't know how. Ain't not gonna make me, Not mine. Not my woman. I'm laying beside my woman. I wake up out my sleep looking for her. Yeah. Man, come here, man. Let me take a look at you. Because when I found out, I'm gonna say this. When I came into this truth, when I came into the ISUPK and the Commander General Hunter, set aside from the things I have learned and yet to learn, But I'm going to say this here. I know one of the things. When I found out that God made a woman for a man, I ain't going without. But I'm not just going to choose any woman now. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm not gonna just choose any woman. Cause like General Hyman said, that woman you gotta choose wisely. Cause if you put that rod in that woman, that woman belong to the rest of your life. So when I heard that, I said, hold up, hold up, hold hold up. I said, yeah, Jeremiah, you right. That it, and it hit hard and it hit heavy. The rest of your life. So you just can't no. You just can't choose just any woman. You just can't. You just can't. You gotta choose a righteous woman. You gotta choose a nah. Plus you gotta choose a woman that don't believe in no divorces either. Yeah. And you gotta choose a woman that know how to keep her mouth closed. Like shut the F up and sit down, be a woman. Cause you don't know nothing about being a man. You don't. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Dr. Zion. Ma. Cause you don't know nothing about being a man. And then too, the Most High put man over the woman. So why would you try to tell a man? Why would you try to tell a man how to be a man when you ain't even fully you ain't even really into your womanhood, and you won't even make decisions like that? But I'm gonna say this here, and I see this a lot, and this right here kills me. Our sisters like to tell us the things that is of a man and how to be a man. But y'all will sit around a homo all day long laughing and joking. But you would tell us that we wrong for doing this, and we should do this like this, we should do this like that. But then you will sit around him and laugh with him all day long. But won't tell him not one time that he is in error. Not one time. Not one time. And little do you know, he is trying to take your place. And then, but y'all want to sit and tell us how to do this, how to do that. Like, yo, stop. Stop. You don't even know the things that is of a woman. Because if you just sit back and enjoy this ride, you would. You would sit back and enjoy this ride. But when you take it upon yourself and you want to indulge in, and I'm gonna say this here for my Israelite people, so-called blacks, Hispanic, Native American, Indians. When you take it upon yourself and you want to deal with a wedding according to how you want to deal with it, and you want to take it upon yourself and get up under that banner, whether it's 2 men and 2 women, you don't take it upon yourself to do the thing that is of Proverbs chapter 3. I kind of know this by heart. Proverbs chapter 3, verse 5 through 6. It says, lean not on thy own understanding. Salaki, Israel. It said, trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he should direct thy path. I used to gotta know that by heart. Because you think that, and they kill me in this little LGBT whatever community. Y'all like to sit and say that y'all do things out of love. Yo, I love him, I love her. Y'all got your L's mixed up. That ain't no love, that's lust. You got a lust demon on you and a strong lust demon on you. Because you can't even come up out of that BS that you going through. And then you be going through a state of confusion. Because for the females, y'all don't want to deal with no man. But then you'll go get a little slim chick built like a number 2 pencil that's trying to imitate a dude. Like, yo, come on, is you serious? You don't want to deal with a man, but then you gonna go deal with somebody that's trying to imitate a dude? And then for y'all dudes, y'all don't want to deal with no woman, but then you want to go get Shem, and he trying to imitate Keisha to the fullest. Like, come on, y'all just going through a state of confusion. Like, yo, come on. Stop. But with these so-called weddings, y'all be y'all be putting y'all trust in man more than the Most High. Y'all do. Y'all be putting y'all trust in man more than the Most High. But I'm going to kind of touch bases on some of these marriages. And I'm going to start at Exodus 22:16. And I'm going to show you from what I read when I said that marriage is sex according to God. When you look at Exodus chapter 22, verse 16, it says, if a man entice, the word entice means that, we got to understand the Bible is written in metaphors. But, when a man entices a maid, when a man entices a woman, like, hey, like, yo, man, you looking good, you smelling good. Oh, I'm your number 1 fan. Like, what I gotta do, just tell me what I gotta do, to get with you, things of that nature. So, that's enticing. Enticing maid that is not betrothed. Betrothed means that, she is not married. And lie with her. He shall surely endow her to be his wife. He shall surely endow her. He shall surely make her to be his wife. So now I'm going to go to another one and show you marriage. Marriage in the Bible. Let me touch on I'm gonna go to Ruth chapter 4. I'm gonna go to Ruth chapter 4, verse 13. So Boaz took. So now it's places like I said, it was Bible written in metaphor. So like took, knew, that's gonna be, like this the sex. This is the sex. So Boaz took Ruth, and she was his wife. And when he went in unto her, the Most High gave her conception, and she bare a son. That right there is kind of self-explanatory. So I'm gonna touch on another one. Genesis 24 and verse 67. It says, and Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took, look at the word again, took Rebekah and she became his wife. I'm going to just stop right there. Isaac took Rebekah and she became his wife. Notice, the things I'm reading don't have nothing to do with the ceremony. It don't have nothing to do with a ring. All of this here is dealing with sex. All of this here is dealing with sex. And they became these men wives. Go to Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. Genesis chapter 4, verse 1. And Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain and said, I have gotten a man from the Most High. But notice, and Adam knew Eve, his wife, and she conceived. So this is your sex. This is your sex. This is your marriage. And I'm going to show you where a man can have more than one wife. I'm going to tidy this up if I didn't lose my place. Let me think. Salaki Israel. Let me think. All right. When you look at I'm gonna just read one place. When you look at Exodus 21:10, it says, if he take him another wife, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, shall he not diminish? So this right here is talking about a man can have more than one wife. You know, like I said earlier, how King Solomon had 700 wives, 300 concubines. But it talks about how, and I'm paraphrasing, it talks about on the day that how one man gonna have 7 wives, and I forgot where I had it at. Hold on. I think it's in Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. Yes, let me get that real quick. Okay. Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name, to take away our reproach. So a man can't have more than one wife according to the Most High God. A man can have more than one wife according to the scriptures, according to what the Most High God said. It is not against the law. It is not against God's law. It is not. Especially when you know what marriage is. Especially when you know what marriage is. And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. But if you the type of brother that you can maintain that, hey, you can maintain that. You can maintain that. You know, like how we say in the world, if you built like that, hey, that's you. That's you. You know, may the Most High bless you in all that you do. If you decide to take on more than one wife, you know, it's not against the law. It's not. So, you know, the Most High is all for a marriage when you know what a marriage is. A wedding, that ain't nothing but a contract. That's all. That's all that is. It's just a contract. But it's nothing wrong with going to get that contract. If you have things that you need to not let, you know, go to, who's this? Share the truth, Megan. Shalom. Share the truth. Shalom, Lord in Christ. Megan, shalom. Shalom, Lord in Christ, out of one. You know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, getting this contract. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing. You know, it's just make sure you get you and your rib, y'all have a good understanding. But I'm gonna say this here before I do leave. You know, here in the ISUPK, before you can take on, if you choose to take on a rib in the ISUPK, you have 6 months to whereas it's no communication, it's no nothing. You know, you would have to get permission from, if she's in a different camp, you would have to get permission from the head of her camp. It's like out of what I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. You know, it's the first 6 months, and then it's a second 6 months. So in that second 6 months, you know, it's like y'all get to court each other. You know, get to go out on little, you know, interact with each other, phone calls, things of that nature. It's no touching. It's no kissing. It's nothing. It's none of that. And it's more so like a spiritual cleanse, because after that 12-month period, you know, if things didn't work out according to however y'all plan, you know, it's no loss, no gain. You know, y'all can just go y'all separate ways. But if y'all come together after that 12-month and y'all decide y'all want to get married, y'all have all rights, because y'all did it according to how it has been ordained in the ISUPK and Commander General Yohana. So y'all have permission, but y'all gonna have to go through 12 months. Y'all gonna have to, it's gonna have to be a whole year. It ain't no, we doing this, we doing that. No, because everything is done in decent and order here in the ISUPK and Commander General Yohana. And, you know, with that being said, I'm a salute to the brothers, Yahweh Barakathon. To the sisters, Yahweh Shamar El Atham, Bashem Yahweh Shah. Class dismissed.